I have said in the past many times that when it comes to content moderation under videos, I'm basically kind of like, yeah, it's kind of anything goes outside of, you know, really, really toxic, obvious spam, abusive behavior, anything like that. Go ahead and say whatever you want. But as I was reading through the comments on one of our recent videos, what I realized is that that policy has led to a very, very low conversation quality under the videos, if you kind of understand what I mean.
Yep.
And so one of the things that I've decided to start doing is just using the hide from channel button a lot more liberally. So here's an example of, a critical take that would absolutely never get you hidden from the channel. So this was on the Corsair Xeneon Flex video. I consider myself a bit of a tech enthusiast, but I just don't understand the point of these Flex monitors. Like, not in any way at all. I think it's such a total waste of resources, and I wouldn't even consider buying one at any point in time for any price point. If I was given one, I'd sell it or give it away, honestly. I don't agree with that take. That is, I can absolutely see the value of it. At the current price, pretty challenging. But to say that you'd be given something for free and not at least give it a shot, I think is pretty closed-minded. Like, I don't agree with this comment, but it's absolutely valid. An example of something that is not valid and just simply doesn't need to be under the video is this one. Linus casually suggesting 1440p, 240 Hz, and OLED at peak 700 nits is noob level tier is funny. It tells us where his head is. That never happened. I think I'm just kind of done with taking things I never said and being like, wow, I can't believe you said that. What I said was that none of its specs individually are best in class, top of the line. And none of those specs are. 1440p is not the highest resolution. 240 Hertz is not the highest refresh rate. And 700 nits peak brightness is not as bright as a monitor will get.
But you said that you like pancakes. That means you hate waffles.
Right. So what I went on to say is that, but what it is a really great package. And so this is one of those things that I think over the long term, I think it's going to take a long time, but I think over the long term could have a really positive impact on the kind of conversations that people can have in the comments, because that's another thing I've noticed is that there's a lot less of it now. Mm-hmm. I don't see long conversation threads the way that I used to, like technical long conversation threads. And it's something that I just didn't notice until I thought about it. Another one that came up a lot on that video in particular was people really upset that I called 1440p low res. I didn't. I said that on a 43-inch display, 1440p is low res.
Yeah, relativity matters.
It is. Resolution is not pixel count. And so basically, when it comes to...
Well, it's not pixels per inch.
Sorry? Yeah, pixels per inch.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm finding that I get a headache a lot reading YouTube comments, but I can't stop reading them. So I'm going to have to start just being like, no, I can't engage with that. Sorry.
So you're still reading it though?
No, because when you hide it from the channel, then I just will never have to read anything from that person again.
Oh, it doesn't just hide that comment.
Nope. It means bye-bye.
So you're shadow banning that user.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yep. I think I'm just done. I think I'm just not interested in reading. You took so much flack because you're still chilling NVIDIA and don't just own your mistake. If you spend 30 minutes chilling NVIDIA and 5 seconds in the end and say something remote bad is still chilling NVIDIA, but now that you're a serious tech channel at this point, just label the channel paid by NVIDIA. This was on our Radeon 7900 review, where if anything, we apologized for taking such a pro AMD stance. Like, if you don't watch the video and you just are going to be like that, I think I'm done with you forever. I think it's just going to have to be like that. I don't know. Maybe I'll change my mind, but I just can't. I just can't anymore. I'm tired. You know.
Yeah.
James asks, will this be an official LMG thing? The answer is no. This is just going to be a, like, if I'm scrolling and I just see a just catastrophically brain dead take, I'm just going to be like, sorry, I actually can't read what you write anymore
So you might get the Linus Banhammer.
it makes my brain hurt.
Yeah. It's the stuff that is incredibly annoying, and I think we've talked about this in the past, is the stuff that's just like they clearly either like didn't actually watch it and just reacted before watching the content, or they're taking stuff like you saying, oh, on this massive screen, this is a low resolution, as just completely out of context, chopping off the on this massive screen part and then going after it. Like it's not good. It's not good conversation.
Yeah.
I don't know. It is a little tough though, and I do like that you're not making it like an LMG rule.
Yeah.
Because I think that would be a hard thing to manage across a team of people. And just having
for
you
sure.
with that ability, I think, is more fine.
Yeah, well, everyone technically has the ability. I actually can't prevent anyone with access to the channel from like shadow banning someone. I don't think the management tools are that granular, at least not since I've looked at them. But it's just, you know, it's the kind of thing that I just, I don't know. Maybe the right answer is something else entirely. Like, okay, one of the things that I've pitched to YouTube multiple times, and I would love to be a feature, is the ability to respond to a comment that I'm reading with a short. Like one of the comments that came up a lot on the Xeneon Flex video is people misunderstanding what I meant by low resolution for the size. And some people seemed genuinely like really upset that I was attacking their 1080p monitor and like treating them like they were poor and worthless or something because they had a 1080p monitor and this one was 1440p. And I'm sitting here going, no, I said it was low, but for the size, your monitor, your 1080p, like 22-inch monitor or 24-inch monitor, or even 27-inch monitor is actually higher pixel density than this thing.
I have a 27-inch 1440p monitor. It's great. I don't want anything bigger. I think for the screen size, it's good.
But the problem is that at 43 inches,
yeah, then I would want something more.
It's a different story. And so if you're not going to listen to what I'm saying at all, I don't know, but that could easily be a misunderstanding. So the way that I would love to respond to something like that is with a short. Hey, I'm seeing this comment a lot. I'd like to clarify what I meant because I think there's a misinterpretation where people are thinking resolution equals pixel count, but resolution is actually the resolving, the how the eye can resolve the image. Like that's where resolution comes from. We're talking about the clarity, and clarity is affected by a lot more than pixel count. 1080p could be incredibly clear on a display this size. That would be like mind-blowing. Like you could get this close, you'd be like, wow, this is sharp. Right?
Yeah, you keep saying pixel count, but pixels per inch.
No, pixel count is 1920 by 1080.
Yeah, but you
that's
keep
a pixel
saying
count.
Resolution is not pixel count.
It's not. Pixel count. Okay, so pixels per inch is not a count of pixels. That's a count of pixels per distance.
No, I know.
Oh, okay.
But you're saying resolution is not pixel count. And I understand what you're saying with the clarity thing.
Okay.
But if you look on a spec sheet and it says resolution : this.
Yes. And that's something where that's... the industry has failed consumers.
Yeah. The reason why I keep saying it is because there's people saying, people are going to misinterpret that.
No, resolution is not pixel count. Resolution is a function of pixel count, display size, and viewing distance.
Just the resolution that is displayed on your spec sheet is pixel count. Yeah.
The reason that we use the word resolution to describe pixel count is because it was a much easier way to market it. That's why. This is one of those areas where product marketing has utterly failed consumers, because by focusing on pixel count, and that's the reason that I'm framing it that way, then by focusing on the number of pixels, you are actually doing a complete disservice to the user because you are not telling them the useful information. That's one of the reasons that Apple, in my opinion, wisely stayed out of the resolution race when it came to phone displays, because pixel count is what matters. Excuse me, pixel count. Because what matters is a combination of the pixel count, the size of the display, and the intended viewing distance. As long as those three things are balanced, you don't actually need any more. And so in the same way that a 1080p projector at 120 inches is going to look like garbage, a 4K projector, so 4K is a really interesting one, because then you start getting into how much of your field of view should actually be occupied by content. And so the bigger you make the image, the farther away you have to sit.
Right.
And so going beyond 4K actually may not matter in any context, but at lower resolutions.
Less important the further you get away from the screen.
Exactly. So because of that distance function, going higher than 4K can almost never matter. Like, you can sit close enough to an 8K TV that you can make out the difference between 8K and 4K. But it's taking up so much of your field of view that the content is not really designed to be enjoyed that way. You're going to miss details because I think it's only like 4 degrees or 8 degrees. I forget how much of your field of vision is actually sharp and your peripheral vision is not. So by sitting too close to the content, you actually reduce the amount of the content that you can see clearly, no matter what the resolution of the display is. And by resolution, I do mean the relative pixel count compared to the display size.
Someone in Flowplane chat said what you're describing is optical resolution versus image resolution.
Yes, but they're closely related.
And there's still confusion there as well. If you Google image resolution, the first result from, I don't know what university this is, but it's some .edu website, is image resolution is typically described in PPI, which it's not.
In printing, it is.
Okay.
So isn't that interesting?
That would make a lot more sense.
Isn't that interesting? So we actually do use pixels per inch to describe...
we did it right first.
Right? But we didn't, because digital cameras, which were really coming up right around the time of photo printers, also were measured in pixels instead of pixels per inch.
RIP.
Because it's the only way to really conveniently say, how fine the image is, right? Because the reason we use pixels per inch for print is because we know what the scale is going to be. But digitally, we don't. That 2 megapixel picture could be this big. It could be this big. So the actual resolution of it could be completely different. But the pixel count, well, that we can convey. I know it's really complicated, and I don't know how to fix it.
I don't think you necessarily can.